Welcome to MOTOsode 7 of AT Vision, powered by Quad Magazine, brought to you this week by MotoWorks. We're here to cover round 4 of the tour, the Birch Creek National in Danville, Virginia. I'm your host, Jason Wygant. Perfect conditions for racing in this AMA Pro ATV Championship here in Virginia. Overcast skies, but no rain, and plenty of fans on hand. They want to catch the ever-tightening points race between Dustin Wimmer and Joe Bird, and Birch Creek would provide a perfect host for that battle. The track features a variety of obstacles, some ups and downhills, doubles, triples, tabletops, and a whole lot of fans hanging on the fence. Let's get a closer look.
Hi, this is Thomas Brown here. We're going to take you a lap around Birch Creek's Motorsports MX Park. It's a dirt start here, which we're not used to normally. A little cement on most tracks, so it's a little bit different. A lot more traction normally. Come up, and you can come down the starting stretch right here into the first corner. Coming into the first turn, you got a sweeping left-hander into a sharp left-hander 90. Kind of crest hill. There's a few rollers coming down this hill. Try to hang the inside or go way outside and ride the bank through this one. Come back up, and then this next jump's actually a tunnel jump, which not many tracks have. Track goes under, which we'll go under here in a minute. Come down this downgrade into a really small tabletop. You got to check up hard for it. Come through this, gets really choppy. Just keep going, and then it straightens out. Go into this next 180 left-hander. Got a small tabletop here as well. Not too many big jumps, just a couple small tabletops on this track. Right-hander 90 into a small step up. Another like sweeping 90 into a drop off, which you just basically jump as far as you can down it. A few braking bumps coming in the corner. Got a little bit of double section. Coming to an option line, roller on the inside, sweeper on the outside. If you sweep the outside, you can go a little bit more momentum, but the inside's a little bit quicker. Then you just really rough straightaway, a lot of sand here through this part of the track. Double, and then keep on going to another tabletop. And I believe you got one more tabletop, and then you got the right-hander where we enter the pro section, which is coming up right here. The amateurs will go straight, but we make it right here for the for the pros. We go straight. This is now into the pro section, so you got a left-hander 180, which is not ran in really well. It's just us out there. You got a couple step-ups. Coming back across the track again. Do a little step down here into a whoop section. Well, not really a whoop, just more two rollers. And a sweeping right-hander into probably the funnest jump on the track. It's just a really sharp face to a pretty steep landing, single tabletop. And you just kind of kick into this corner, come back onto the track where the amateurs are, and downgrade into a sharp off-camber right-hander. Either you can go right and sweep around the doubles, or you can stay left and double through them. And here's the finish line right here. And then you got one big triple come up right here. You just land as far as you can. Hope you make it.
Nicely done, Thomas Brown, who is 4th in points. And there you see Wimmer and Bird, just 1 point separating them at the top of the rankings. So a lot of pressure on these guys in this first moto. There is Wimmer, who won the first 2 rounds of the tour, but then was upset by this man, the 2-time series champ, Bird, who's looking to make 2 in a row of his own here in Danville. Whole shot award up for grabs. $250 goes to Bird, courtesy of MotorcycleUSA.com. But he had company from Chad Wienen, who immediately put the pressure on, went to the inside, and then holds it around the outside to take the lead from Bird. Wienen, if you remember, was right there with Bird and Wimmer at our last race at Balance MX. Came close to a win, but he was not going to be denied this time. He was on a roll out front. But look at Bird putting pressure right there on Wienen, with Wimmer there in 3rd, and a pair of Can-Ams, John Italian, Cody Miller, pressuring them from 4th and 5th. But soon the big 3 would begin to distance themselves. Wienen putting distance on Bird, and Wimmer going after his championship rival for 2nd. Finally, Wimmer is able to make that all-important pass that would allow him to extend the points lead just a bit, while Natali and Miller battled, along with the number 9 Kawasaki of Josh Creamer and Josh Upperman right behind the podium positions. What a great battle it was as Natali, the Ironman, tried to get around his young teammate Miller. But up front, Chad Wienen, who people expected to give a challenge to Wimmer all year long, is finally able to do that now that the mechanical gremlins are behind him. But look at Wimmer. He is not impressed with the potentials of Wienen, and he goes after the 44, and they put on an incredible battle. Bird not too far behind this one, hoping these 2 take each other out or maybe make a mistake. That wouldn't happen. Chad Wienen wins his first moto of the season. Wimmer and Bird round out the podium. Natale takes fourth, and Krista Watson's down on the start with our winner.
I'm down the line with Chad Weenan. You had a great run in Moto 1. What's your strategy for Moto 2?
Well, just, get that good start like I did the first moto. Everything was working well. That Cowie pulled me out of the gate really good. And, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out war against, me and Dustin, and Joe's there close too. And I think with anybody out there, we can have a good race. And I just want to stay real clean and, just have a good race for the fans out there and put it on and hopefully get on the top of the box this weekend.
Well, there's Wimmer, and yes, he knows Weenan is the man he needs to beat for the overall. And some drama down at the starting line. Joe Bird loses a vent line, and the oil drains right out of his engine. Mechanics scrambling to get more oil in there and just trying to patch that thing together. And you know the old rule of motocross, problems before the start lead to hole shots after it. With steam coming out and oil spilling all over his machine, Bird nails his second MotorcycleUSA.com hole shot of the year. And here's a battle for third. Greg G getting just in front of Cody Miller with Natale and Weenan, who wheelied off the start, right behind them. Meanwhile, it was Josh Kramer on the monster Kawasaki putting the pressure on Bird early. Been a rough couple of rounds for Kramer, and you know that he's motivated seeing that moto victory for his teammate Weenan. Natale there in the hunt on the Warner Can-Am. Miller still there. Weenan moving up, and finally Dustin Wimmer shows his face toward the front of the pack. As Bird tries to get away, the battle rages. Look at Wimmer and Weenan going at it for third. This time, Wimmer ducking to the inside, not able to make that pass. Bird wants to take advantage of this all from out front. Two Kawasaki's and a Suzuki trying to gang up on the Honda in one of the best motos, not only of this season, but in any season. A spectacular 5-rider freight train representing several different manufacturers in this one, and the fans here in Virginia were pumped. Look at Wimmer doing everything he can to try to force his way around Weenan, and finally late in the race, the door is open, and the champion moves into second and then goes after the lead. A quick mistake by Bird, he left the door open, and suddenly Wimmer, in true championship fashion, goes from third to first late in the moto. As close as this championship is, those clutch moves might ultimately be the ones that are remembered for winning a championship for Wimmer, who takes his third overall victory of the season. Bird and Weenan right there. Good job by Natale, a pair of fourths for fourth overall. And Miller finishes right behind him. Let's go down to victory lane.
Dustin, that was a hard-fought win. Tell us a little bit about the race.
Yeah, I got a whole shot in the first turn. We were some bumping and got held up there a little bit, but just worked my way up through the pack and got around Joe there for the lead, and try to, by the end of that, it was about the end of the race, so feeling good.
Chad, that was one of the most exciting races I've ever seen. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, to start it off, I clicked second out of the gate, and my clutch almost got fried, and I just popped straight up in the air. That was pretty exciting, and it's kind of a bummer, but I made the most of it and came out and made this green machine work its way up to the front, get on the box, and everybody's out there pushing as hard as they can, and Dustin rode a great race. Joe did too, and just everybody out there really put it in this weekend.
You didn't have the best hole shot, but you worked back and you passed a lot of people. Was it hard coming through the pack? Yeah,
this track is actually really tight, and it's just really tough, and you gotta make your passes stick, and a lot of guys can battle back on you and get you again. Natale actually got by me once, and I got by him earlier, and he got by me again. So it's just everybody's really putting it in out there, and this Monster Energy Kawasaki is working great.
Joe, that was a hard-fought race. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I got a good hole shot both motos, and the first moto just didn't have the setup. We missed it, and we went backwards. Second moto, we had to set up. Just made a mistake over here, and they got around us, and then put our head down and started to make a charge back, but run out of time. So that's part of racing, and we just try to get another win next moto. If I would have passed him, we'd all tied in points, and I'd won the overall. So that's racing, and just didn't go fast enough.
It was a nail biter. Your bike was smoking out there. Was it affecting you at all?
Not the power, but it was on my mind. I didn't want it to lock up over a jump. We had a vent line pop off on the hot lap, and we kind of patched it up just so we could finish the race. So it was just luck was on our side at moto.
You did great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, look at the points. Wimmer goes from a 1-point lead to a 6-point lead, and Weenan and Kramer are right there in the Kawasaki's. Our next Motosode will look at the Yamaha teams in the sport. That'll be next Wednesday, April 29th, and our next race, May 3rd at Sunset Ridge in Walnut, Illinois. This episode brought to you by MotoWorks. For Krista Watson and everyone here at AT Vision, powered by Quad Magazine, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.